In Antarctica, romance isn't candlelit. It's cold, windy, and a little rocky. With no flowers, no twigs, and zero home decor, penguins have only pebbles to build their nest. Over time, those simple stones have become symbols of survival, and thanks to the internet, the penguin version of an engagement ring. Picture a Gentoo in his tuxedo waddling up to his crush, proudly offering the smoothest pebble he can find as if to say, "Be mine and help me build this nest." But is this sweet proposal real, or just humans turning penguins into tiny, flippered romantics? Let's find out why pebbles matter so much. If you're a penguin trying to raise a family in the Antarctic chill, your first problem is obvious. The ground is basically a frozen sponge. Lay an egg directly on the ice and it will freeze faster than you can say, "happy feet." To keep their eggs safe and dry, penguins need to build a nest. And in this treeless, barren world, the only construction material available is stone. A raised pebble nest lifts the eggs above melting snow and drains water away, giving chicks a fighting chance. For Gentoo, Adélie, and chinstrap penguins, these pebbles aren't just handy, they're absolutely essential. And like any good real estate market, the best materials are scarce. Competition for stones can get intense, with males spending hours searching for smooth, flat rocks perfect for stacking. Some colonies look less like peaceful love nests and more like bustling construction zones where every beakful of gravel counts. And if a male can't find enough rocks in the wild, well, there's always the five flipper discount, the Great Pebble Heist. Penguin colonies are full of drama worthy of a reality TV show. Theft is rampant. A male who's short on supplies may sneak up to another couple's carefully built home, pluck a stone from the edge, and shuffle away as innocently as possible. Sometimes he's caught mid-crime and chased off with furious squawking and a few sharp pecks. Other times he makes a clean getaway, strutting back to his mate with all the pride of a jewel thief delivering stolen treasure. Researchers watching these antics have compared the scene to a penguin version of Ocean's 11. There are daring raids, strategic distractions, and the occasional scuffle when someone gets too bold. It might look comical to us, but for the penguins, every pebble matters. A sturdier, higher nest could mean the difference between chicks surviving a sudden thaw or losing their precious eggs to icy water. For a male, being a successful stone supplier is a serious reputation boost, even if his methods are slightly questionable. Pebbling, sweet gesture or overhyped romance. Then there's the behavior that launched 1,000 social media posts, pebbling. Sometimes a male Gentoo penguin will pick up a stone, waddle over to his mate, and gently place it at her feet or pass it beak to beak. To human eyes, it looks strikingly like a proposal. A tiny tuxedoed gentleman offering a gift to win his beloved's heart. The internet fell hard for this idea, and the story has been repeated so many times it's practically penguin folklore. But scientists who study these birds are quick to sprinkle a little cold water on the romance. Yes, males often bring pebbles to their partners. No, it doesn't mean the female picked her mate based on the smoothness of his offering. More likely, it's simply part of nest building. The female usually stays put once she claims a nesting spot, and the male's job is to do the heavy lifting, or rather, the heavy pebble carrying. Passing the rock to her may just be the most practical way to get construction done. That said, the act isn't meaningless. Nest building is a team sport, and pairs that work well together tend to be more successful parents. In some cases, the pebble exchange might even help reinforce the pair's bond. So, while it's not quite a romantic proposal, it's still an important part of penguin partnership. Just don't expect a Gentoo to drop to one knee. Or flipper. Why humans love the pebble proposal myth. If penguins aren't really giving engagement gifts, why do we love this idea so much? Part of it is pure projection. We humans have a soft spot for animals that seem to mirror our relationships, and penguins are ridiculously easy to romanticize. They waddle around in what looks like formal wear, often mate for a season, and sometimes longer, and share childcare duties with an admirable level of teamwork. Watching a penguin present a stone feels like seeing a miniature, bird-sized version of our own courtship rituals. The myth also taps into something bigger. Many animals really do use gifts to woo a partner. Male bowerbirds build elaborate, decorated structures to impress females. Albatrosses perform graceful, choreographed dances. Even certain spiders present their mates with carefully wrapped food parcels, a sort of creepy dinner for one. Against this backdrop, a penguin with a pebble seems downright charming, a tuxedoed minimalist offering the one thing he has. And let's be honest, the idea of romance thriving in the harshest place on Earth, a love story built on nothing but determination, teamwork, and a single smooth stone, is hard to resist. How they build a family. Of course, penguin love isn't just about stone collecting. Once a pair is bonded and the nest is ready, the real work begins. The female typically lays 2 eggs and both parents take turns incubating them, each one balancing the precious cargo on their feet to keep it warm, while the other heads out to sea for food. Gentoo penguins in particular are champions of co-parenting, swapping duties with near military precision, so someone is always guarding the nest. When the chicks hatch, the tag team parenting continues. One adult stays home while the other dives deep, sometimes over 200 meters to catch fish, squid, and krill. Meals are lovingly regurgitated for the chicks, not romantic, but highly nutritious. As the young grow, they join other chicks in small groups called crèche, where they huddle together for warmth like a giant feathery daycare. Despite the brutal conditions, many penguin pairs return to the same nesting site each year, and some even reunite with the same partner. While their love may not begin with a sparkly pebble proposal, their long-term loyalty and teamwork are impressive. Proof that successful relationships can thrive even when the decor is made entirely of rocks. The reality behind the romance. So where does that leave the viral pebble proposal tale? Like many great stories, it's rooted in truth but polished by a touch of human imagination. Male penguins really do bring stones to their mates, and those stones really do matter, just not as jewelry. They're survival tools, keeping eggs dry and safe. They're also small but meaningful gestures of partnership. Here's another rock, love. Let's make our nest stronger. In its own way, that's pretty romantic, if not in the sparkling fairy tale sense we might wish for. Still, the myth says something about us too. It shows how we yearn to find love stories in the natural world, even among creatures facing blizzards, hungry seals, and neighbors constantly stealing their home decor. There's something hopeful about believing that romance can bloom anywhere, even on a patch of frozen rock at the end of the earth. A love story written in stone. In the end, penguins don't propose the way we imagine. There are no rings, no smooth pebbles carefully chosen to win a mate's heart, and no dramatic yes that echoes across the ice. But there is something equally powerful: devotion expressed through teamwork, resilience, and the painstaking work of building a safe place for the next generation, one rock at a time. So the next time you see a video of a Gentoo passing a pebble to his mate, feel free to smile. It may not be a proposal, but it is a promise. I'll help build our future, pebble by pebble, even in the harshest place on Earth. And if that's not love, what is? And that's the rocky truth about penguin love. No diamond rings, just clever birds building their future one pebble at a time. If you enjoyed waddling through this frosty love story, make sure to give this video a thumbs. And don't forget to hit subscribe. Until next time, stay curious and keep an eye on your pebbles.